In this episode, we start to choose what back scene we need for our model railway. Hi, welcome to Hold Warrant 009, I'm Mark. We finished off the last video with the build of one of the backboards for the back scene to go on. So it's now time to actually decide which back scene I want. Now, as you probably remember from the last video, I've been looking at the ID back scenes 15-inch high self-adhesive. And I also mentioned in that last video that I would need to go through their catalogue to actually make sure that there was a back scene that I liked and that it would be appropriate for my model railway. So that's what we'll do. Let's hop over to that now.
Right, we're starting off on Gauge Master, and I've chosen them because if I just scroll down a tiny little bit, as you can see, they do 5 different back scene manufacturers here, and we'll just take a look at some of them. But something like Volna, it's limited the stock. I mean, you've got 2 skies and a kind of alpine background, which doesn't suit me. So if we come away from there, we've then got Walthers, and what do they do? Again, this is kind of looks like you're out in the wilds of America, doesn't it? Really, the prairies, yeah. So that's not suitable. Pico we've already touched on. Pico don't do self-adhesive backgrounds. You've got to glue those backgrounds on. Some of Pico as well, they're these drawn art type ones, which look absolutely wonderful on some model railways, but it's not what I'm actually looking for. They do photographic back scenes. Let's see if we can see any of them. It's been very slow this morning. These seem to be from Gauge Master. They only seem to be selling the arts type ones. Never mind. Anyway, they're paper based, so they're not what I'm looking for. Gauge Master themselves. Let's click on there. They do 22 different ones. Now the problem here I can see straight away is these are all in short sheets. It wasn't easy, was it? They're 2.7 meters long, so they're a good stretch to what I want. If you look at them, they're only just over a foot tall again. I scroll down, see if there's any different ones. No, they all seem to be about, oh, that one's 152. That's even smaller. Page 2, any bigger ones? No, nothing there really. So let's go on to fella being the last ones. And these are a mixture. There's obviously drawn ones here and photo backgrounds. 500. So these are high enough, but look at the price of them. So mind you, price might not be a concern. £49 for that one. How long's that? Oh, 3.8 meters, almost 12 foot. That would almost do the whole of my layout. So that's a good price, I suppose. But that one's currently out of stock. Let's just choose one and see what the details are on it. So when you scroll down, yeah, this is what I thought. I've looked at a few of these and they're all down to back scene glue. So they're not self-adhesive. So they're not, again, what really I'm looking for. So that really, again, takes us back to ID back scenes. So we're just gone to their webpage and we'll click onto their ID back scenes. There we go. Right, now, looking down here, the first thing that was obvious to me was the fact that the pictures, you can almost divide them into half, isn't it? It's almost 50% ground versus sky. So the horizon line is at 7.5 inches if these are 15 inches high. Now, the problem with that is, I will show you. We'll quickly go up the shed and I'll show you what the problem is there.
Back in the shed then, and we're looking at the baseboard or the backboard that we made during the last video. So the area at the top here where this broad stripe is and above, that will be painted black, and that's my margin, my upper border if you like. So from there downwards, from the bottom of the green stripe downwards, will be where the background sheet will go. Now I've also marked on here a couple of other lines. This lower line represents the 7.5-inch horizon line that's on the majority of the background scenes, and as you can see, it just disappears behind the house there. but there's no detail. There's about 1.5 inches of detail there, and although it's wider here, by the time I get the bridge back in and maybe the road surface and a few other bits and pieces, we're going to lose that, and all we're going to end up is with a band of sky, which is not really what I want. I want a bit of diversity on that background. I want to see the hills and the trees, and I want the ups and downs. So having a 7.5 inch high horizon, I lose all that detail. So there are a few of the background scenes from ID back scenes that have a horizon line that's about 3/4 of the way up. So roughly where this line is. It does vary slightly, but more or less where that line is. As you see, that one comes to the top of the house. So you've got some detail here, but you've got detail all the way around, and then you've only got a thin stripe of sky at the top, which I think is more what I want. I think that's more pleasing to me as well. So I hope that explains it. Anyway, we'll go back indoors and we'll jump back on the computer.
So there you've seen the problem. Now, when you actually scroll through these, the majority of them seem to be that 7.5 inch line across where you've got the sky and the ground cover, and it's just not going to fit onto my layout. You They have got three or four here that are a bit taller. So we've got this one, which is ID Vaccine's Tall Trees 149. So we click on there and open it up. Now this has got 12 panels, 8 panels, but each pair of panels does 3 meters. So we're talking 12 meters there, which is ample for what I need. I only actually need 3 packs. But there's two problems I can see from here. Where you can see the ground behind my scenery, it looks like the hills suddenly stop and you're on the plateau, and then you've got a flat woodland behind it. Or where the scenery does come up, and again, just up to about that 7.5 inch mark, all you're going to see is the top of the trees. And it looks like the whole area is surrounded by one big woodland, which is not really what I'm after. I want a bit of diversity with the landscape that's around the model railway. Um, just while we're on here, they obviously do other sizes. There's the 9 inch N gauge down the bottom here, which is very similar. And I've noticed that some of them do some of the ID back scenes are an O gauge range, which are I think 20 or 24 inches. But if I can find one of those, I'm not sure if one will come up. Let's give this one a click. I should have done this in advance, shouldn't I? No, that's no. Anyway, the problem I think with that, with being that it's O gauge, is whether that when you open it, it's and look at the pictures. Oh, here's one. So there's vast amounts of sky in this anyway, but is being that the scale of this is twice or almost twice of what O gauge is this going to look wrong? You're not going to get the sense of distance between the model and the back scene. The back scene details are going to be too big, and almost look like you're jumping back into the foreground. This is one of the back scenes that I considered, but again, that horizon line is too low. So we've just seen that there's a woodland one there with the big trees, wherever it was. Let's go back to it so I don't lose where I was. Yeah, so these are too short. This one here is Forest Hills, which there's bits that below that 7.5 inch line, and the bits that go over the top of it. This is a coniferous wood, fir trees, and that's not quite the area I'm in. If you're in Scotland or areas of Wales where there's vast plantations of conifer trees, that's fine, but I'm more deciduous. Long villages, again, same problem. We're not really getting high enough. We'd be losing a lot of this landscape. If we scroll down more, there was another one that kind of got my interest, and it's this one, Old Mill Town. And if I open this up, as you can see, the ground level, the horizon, is about 3/4 of the way up, which is fine. That suits me lovely. But the problem here is it's only 4 back scenes, which is about 6 meters. So I could do the two sides, but what do I do about the two ends? I need another pack, which they obviously don't do. So there we go then, another dilemma. They seem to follow me around these things, but anyway, let's get on with it. And how do we solve it? So we've only got 2 sets here, and I need 3 sets. So obviously, I could order a second set of either set B or set A, and then I could install it. But where the join is between the original 2 sets and the new set, there would be a step in the horizon and the cloud color would be different and maybe the clouds don't match up. There would be an obvious join, and that's something I don't want. Now, I could build a hill or put in a big tree to mask that off, but what I don't really want, what I do want, is for the sky to be continuous. I want it to run round the whole layout. I don't want just one hill on itself or one tree on itself that goes up tall enough to break in to the margin over the top of the back scene. I just think it'll look poor. Um, so I did my normal thing, and when I get a dilemma, I tend to go onto YouTube, search through numerous railway channels, and see what other people have done. But I couldn't really find anything there apart from doing exactly what I just said: build a hill or a big tree. And as I said, I don't really want that. And I thought, come on then, let's give Charlie Bishop a try at Chadwick. So I went onto his page. He has an Excel spreadsheet which has a list of all his videos and the topics of what they contain. So I did Control F, typed in back scene, pushed the OK, and it came up with 3 videos. Now, one of them was video 29, which was dated about 6 years ago. And in that video, he is installing an ID back scenes background. And at the end of it, he says that they, at that time, would produce a mirror image of any of their standard backgrounds. And I'm thinking that's handy because say it was this one here, it would turn it round. So this join here, this piece of land here, instead of being on the right hand side, would be on the left. So this hill would be mirrored over the side, so you would get some duplication. But would it really notice? I think with a bit of clever sticking, from a different viewpoint, you might not see that. And if you did, does it really matter? But it seemed a way out. So do they still do these back scenes, mirrored back scenes? So it's the only thing to do is ask them, isn't it? So it's up to contact us. Brings in 2 links, one for retail inquiries, one for trade inquiries. Well, I'm not trade, I'm not a shop, I'm an individual, and I just want to see what they do. So clicked on there, and it's actually www.modelmasters.co.uk. So clicked on there, brought up their page, and again, it's got contact us. So clicked on there. And this time it's brought up a form I can fill in. So I just asked the question. I understand that you used to do mirror versions of your standard back scenes. Are these still available? Now, I sent that last night and I got a reply this morning, a nice prompt reply. And I do like that from retailers and suppliers. It shows they want to engage with you. It shows that they want your business and it shows they are willing to get that quick, good contact with you. So anyway, as I said, they came back this morning and in their reply, if I can find it, there was a link. And if you click on the link, it brings up page. And I'll put this link in a bar across the bottom of the screen and I'll also put it in the show more tab. But when you get on this page, if you scroll down, it does say mirrored. And it actually reads mirrored versions are available to select on each product page to allow a run to be extended indefinitely. And that's exactly what I needed. So I will be ordering the vaccine I want this afternoon. I don't know how long it takes to come through. It's probably going to be about a week, I would think. I'm just scrolling down. Oh, look, there it is. So they do it, and I can click on there and order it. As I say, I don't know how long it's going to be. They've probably got to print them off specially.
Pop back down in the shed just to finish this video off. I am still, as you probably realise, having problems with the lighting. Behind the camera at the moment I've got a softbox light and I've tried that with the diffuser on and the diffuser off. I've also got this studio light here, and when you're actually in the shed there is so much light in here and it's so bright, but I just can't get on the video takes. So whether the camera's on its way out, and the camera is now, I don't know, it's got to be 14 years old, so maybe it is time for a new camera. But I'm working on it. I've ordered in a couple of little spotlights and I'll kind of screw those to the roof here and have them directed down. So instead of a LED kind of floodlighting, it'd be a more focused light. So we'll give that a try. I've tried it with the door open, the door closed for the sunlight coming in. I've turned these strip lights on and off. I've tried all combinations. But it's still not coming out at the quality I would like. So apologies again. Anyway, that's about it. I'll order those back scenes today, and hopefully they'll be here not too long. They were so prompt answering that email, they might be prompt in getting the order out. There again, if they've got to print those mirror versions of the back scenes, then it might take a bit longer. In the meantime, I have got other bits to do. I've got to finish the boards to go across the back here, including the corner brackets to curve it round. I've got the 2 scene boards to do at the back as well, so there's jobs to be getting on with. So and we'll cover that all in the next video, including hopefully putting the back scenes on, and there's 1 or 2 little twists with that as well. So we'll see you in the next one. So thank you again for staying with me, thank you for watching this video, and for now, bye bye.